Take your hymn book, turn to number 329. We'll sing the first and the last of number 329. Burdens are lifted at Calvary, number 329. Days are filled with sorrow and care. Hearts are lonely and drear. Burdens are lifted at Calvary. Jesus is very near. Burdens are lifted at Calvary. Calvary, Calvary. Burdens are lifted at Calvary. Jesus is very near. On that last, troubled soul, the Savior can see every heartache and tear. Burdens are lifted at Calvary. Jesus is very near. Burdens are lifted at Calvary. Calvary, Calvary. Burdens are lifted at Calvary. Jesus is very near.
Amen. We are so glad to have you here with us tonight. I hope you all had a good Christmas and looking forward to Sunday for our last service of the year, Lord willing. You might come back before then. So we'll be having services up in glory, and that wouldn't be a bad thing, amen? But if the Lord chooses to tarry His coming, and we'll be happy to gather together to sing His praises, to consider His word, and as a church family, look forward to the coming year. So we're looking forward to that. Services on Sunday. The times for the morning service will be the same, 9 o'clock early service. Sunday school at 10 there, and a morning service at 11. We're going to be having a fellowship supper right after the morning service at 1. So basically after we dismiss from the morning service here, we'll go over and have a nice meal together, fellowship supper there over next door, and then at 4 o'clock our evening service. And so hopefully you can join us for the special festivities that day. Tonight we have another special for us tonight, and Brother Norm Dean is going to be bringing our message, and just sure appreciate all he's doing. His Sunday school class, we heard a lot of good things, and people really being helped by the Sunday school class Brother Norm's teaching, and sure appreciate him as a deacon and just all the work he puts in that way, and really lifts a lot of the weight here, and as a blessing to your pastor, and I sure appreciate him, and he's going to come at this time and open the Word of God with us. So Brother Norm, why don't you come and let's open our Bibles and ask God to speak to our hearts. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Sorry, I fidget, so more comfortable being able to move around. Matthew chapter 4, and if I can get this thing situated, good enough, okay. Matthew chapter 4, and just while you're finding your place there, I'll just try to launch into the runway in the introduction here. Just as I was praying and meditating on what God would have me to do the Bible study on, I circle back to warfare quite a bit. And I think about, what would come for the upcoming year, and I just thought back to spiritual warfare, and I'm fascinated by that. I'm fascinated by that God calls us to that He's left us here for a reason that way. And I think about what the Bible tells us, how the gates of hell shall not prevail against the church of Jesus Christ. But I don't know about you, that doesn't often reflect how I feel, or it doesn't often reflect my position where I'm at. I'll explain. In military operations, there's an offense and there is a defense, and this gates of hell, implies a defensive position there, which then supposes that the church is on the offensive. But oftentimes, I find that I'm more on the defensive side of things, that I'm waiting for an attack to come. I thought about just the little experience that I have in military operations, that the offense is conducted today in what's called a combat patrol. So not like Civil War style, where you'd get on one line and another and come at each other in gruesome fashion, but now the offense is conducted on smaller scale many times, with just a combat patrol going out from the defensive position into enemy territory, with the intention of many times finding the enemy, engaging the enemy, going out and essentially looking for a fight, looking to find the enemy there. But in the defense, and I spent time in both. In the defense, you might be in a fortified position. Typically, there's more amenities there. That's where you rest, where you rotate through posts. So you get the opportunity to be a bit more complacent in the defensive posture than you do going out and being on the offense, being on the offensive. So the question I raised for us today is just, are we waiting comfortably to be attacked in the defensive position? Have we engaged in the spiritual battle? If you haven't, have you lost your heart for the combat? War has been defined one way as long periods of boredom punctuated by moments of sheer terror. I found that to be accurate. Again, with my limited experience, there's a lot of boredom in war. And what do we do with that time between engagements? We were encouraged to train and to prepare for the next battle, to be ready, not just to use it always as downtime to relax. What have you done when you're not engaging the enemy? So to begin there in the context of warfare, spiritual warfare, I want to look at Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 4, and I want to be an encouragement, I want to be a challenge tonight through the Word of God to us, but I want to look at a few themes that I find in these verses. In Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 4, I want to look at the themes of the wilderness, fasting, and identity, all in the context of spiritual warfare. So let's bow in prayer. Lord, I thank you for this opportunity to share your word, to share a message with these folks that I love dearly, that are my brothers and sisters in Christ. And Lord, I just pray, help me to say what you've laid on my heart. Help me not to be a distraction, but just use me at this time, Lord. And we love you. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So first off, I want to take a look at the wilderness. And the wilderness is an important part of this temptation of Jesus Christ. We read in Matthew chapter 4, verse 1, "Then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil." So I had a little fun with this, and I just like to ask questions as I'm reading, like, what is the wilderness then? Just lest I breeze by it and assume I know too much. And there's a Greek word that's used for the wilderness, and I'm sure I'll butcher it, but it's eremos. So if you know how to pronounce it, correct me afterward, but eremos we'll run with. And that Greek word can both describe not only the place, as we would expect wilderness to describe a place, a deserted place, a lonely region, or somewhere that's uninhabited, but the word also is used of persons. That Greek word there has an application to persons, being solitary or lonely. And what I found particularly interesting is deprived of the aid and protection of others. This wilderness, deprived of the aid and protection of others. So there's a little bit more that I found in looking at the Greek there, but then the big question to me is just why the wilderness? Why the wilderness for Jesus Christ? Well, what we know directly from the verse here is that he was led of the Spirit, right? It simply put was God's will. We know that he was to go into the wilderness. He was to be tempted of the devil. So this was also part of God's will for him to follow and to do. And of course, he did. To be tempted of the devil, of course, this was the battle that Adam lost, that Christ must needs win that battle against temptation, right? So we know that directly from the verse here, but there's some things that we can infer indirectly about the wilderness, and that's what I want to look at here in a couple places in Scripture. So if we look at the wilderness, think about the wilderness before the fall, we see that God had commissioned Adam and Eve in Genesis chapter 1. And I think we see something of the wilderness here. Genesis chapter 1, verse 28 reads, "And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." So I found this interesting to slow down and look at it, that here God's telling Adam and Eve to replenish the earth. Not just to replenish or to fulfill Eden. Eden being a specific, geography there. It was not the entire earth, so that they were to spread out from Eden. They weren't just to remain there, although they were placed there initially. But they were to replenish the earth, that they were to subdue it. So in the word subdue there, it's to take control of and to harness and however you want to put it, but it's not that it's already tamed. It's not that it's already a garden out there. It's not that it's already civilized. Of course it wasn't. This would be all frontier outside of the Garden of Eden. This would all be, land for Adam and Eve and their descendants to discover. Everything out there was before them. I see in this that God gave them this commission to adventure, if I could word it that way, to have dominion, to discover, to conquer and occupy and claim, in the sense that someone can conquer Mount Everest or discover the depths of the Mariana Trench. That God gave this to Adam and Eve, and just how exciting to be able to go out into his world and to explore and to subdue it as God had commanded. And I thought, so lest I get the wrong impression then of this wilderness, that, well, if it's not tame, then it's no good. The Bible says otherwise in Genesis chapter 1, verse 31, a few verses later. "And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good." So of course then, the garden, we know the garden was very good, but everything outside of the garden was very good as well. All of nature outside of the garden was good as well, all of that wilderness. And there was something out there for Adam and Eve and for their descendants. There was something out there in that wilderness for them to find, that God put there for them. So we look at Adam and Eve there before the fall in the wilderness, and as I was just trying to think of different people that I would associate with the wilderness, where would we be in the Bible in the wilderness without John the Baptist? He's probably the first person that comes to mind, maybe besides Elijah and the wilderness. But you think about, where did John the Baptist preach? Matthew 11:7, Jesus said, the word of the Lord says, "And as they departed, Jesus began to say unto the multitudes concerning John, What went ye out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken with the wind?" They knew where to find John. He was out in the wilderness. They knew what type of man he was then, that he wasn't this reed shaken with the wind, that he was leaning into it, that he was going to preach it straight and true, this John the Baptist. And Jesus told us also, though, where he didn't preach. Where wasn't he to be found? In Matthew 11:8, "But what went ye out for to see? A man clothed in soft raiment. Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in kings' houses." I don't know about you, just in my mind's eye, as Jesus says this, I can't imagine John the Baptist dressed anything like I am right now, right? I mean, like, this guy is just out in the wilderness and just, in the rough. And just, he was not wearing soft clothing that way, but that was his place. That's where God led him to be. And why? So why the wilderness then for John the Baptist? Why the wilderness for John the Baptist? And I thought about this as I asked the question, if I'm thinking very practically, John the Baptist being the herald of the Son of God, and of his coming, of his first coming, wouldn't it make sense that he would spend more time in Jerusalem? Wouldn't it make sense that he would spend even time in Rome at the crossroads of civilization to get that message out? But somewhere, at least among more people, but God led him to the wilderness. God led him to where there weren't people, and people came to him. How interesting. It was God's place for John. The voice of one crying in the wilderness. Here was a man privileged to witness this spiritual frontier as he stood on it of that new and glorious morn that we sing about, right? The advent of Jesus Christ. The wilderness here, if I could say it, defined John. Where he was at. He was where no man had been before, in a position to proclaim that the Savior was coming and to make straight the paths of the Lord. He was in frontier territory spiritually, in the same way that he was out there on the frontier, out there in the wilderness physically. The wilderness defined John. So as I look at those things, I tail back with Adam and with John, then why the wilderness for Jesus? I can't pretend to have the definitive answer on this, but just based on a few observations here, what I see is that, of course, God chose this as the battleground, that Jesus was going into that enemy territory, going on a combat patrol, if I could word it that way, and God chose the battleground. God chose where that would happen. So he had something there like he did for Adam out there in the wilderness on that spiritual frontier. And I think about that all in Adam had been and have been conquered by Satan's temptation. There was no one in the history of mankind that went unblistered, unmolested through temptation and have not sinned because of it. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Jesus Christ was the one who would not, the one who could not, the one that must not give in to sin in this battle. He was approaching there a battle that no man had ever won before. And I believe then that, like John, Jesus' temptation would be defined by the wilderness. Think about that definition of the wilderness as applied to a person there. Solitary, lonely, deprived of the aid and protection of others. Jesus didn't go with an army into the desert, into the wilderness. He went alone. He must needs have conquered temptation alone. It had to be him. It had to be. So I could go on. I found it fascinating just to look at this theme of wilderness, but I want to move on for time's sake to the next theme of fasting. And we see that opened up in verse 2 of Matthew chapter 4 of our text. And it says, "And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered." So here again, I just like to ask the question, then why the fast? Why the fast? Everything in a conventional, military mindset, you'd say, no, you want to be well-fed and well-nourished before you go into any type of combat. Even if it's some type of mental argument or something, you want to have all your nutrition and nourishment there to bring to bear to this fight. So why the fast? Well, obviously there's something there about the number of days and nights, the 40 days and 40 nights, and I won't be able to understand fully or scratch the surface on it. But we see many biblical examples of 40 days and 40 nights, for 40 days and 40 nights it rained on Noah. Moses was in Mount Sinai with the Lord for 40 days. Israelite spies, they searched the land for 40 days. Goliath presented himself before the Israelites for 40 days. How about Nineveh? Yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. So there's something then to this 40 days, and I didn't give the exhaustive list. There's more. But there's something to this 40 days and 40 nights. And I believe in this we see a time of testing and a time of proving. Time of testing and a time of proving in all of these situations, of course. But I think even past that, we see a time of preparation. If I think about Noah, his story doesn't end with the flood, right? It goes on. There's more life that he lives after that. God had something for him after the flood too, right? If I think about Nineveh's story, that God had something for them after that 40-day period. They found it. They found God's grace. They found God's grace, praise God. The Ninevites found it, what he had for them. So there was a preparation then in the 40 days. And if there's a preparation, then there's something more, I think, than what I've been, that I have understood about this fasting. I believed, and I think it certainly could be true, that Jesus, as he fasted, he would have been physically weaker. And sometimes I would think, well, you know what, maybe that Jesus, as he fasted, he was getting physically weaker just to prove that on his worst day, the devil still couldn't beat him. And that's true. That's absolutely true. But I don't know that Jesus was weaker because of his time in fasting, physically, sure. But how about spiritually? Was God preparing him there? I think about this, just that Jesus there in his time in the desert, before the temptation, that he prayed, he fasted, that he did those things. This was all based on his relationship with the Father. This relationship was one that he nurtured, he maintained by prayer and fasting, that he fought for, that he gained strength from. This was a very, very special thing to do here. And I think that the level of closeness that fasting brings and the impact that it would have, we see in how the enemy would reply to that. We see in the enemy's response. Jesus tells us first off in Matthew chapter 17, verse 21, what fasting could do. Whenever the disciples could not cast out a demon on their own, he said in Matthew 17, 21, howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. Prayer and fasting. So there was something there in fasting that Jesus Christ was doing, that he understood as he drew closer to his Father. But we see the effects also of how powerful that fasting was for our Savior in what Satan did. Look at the words here of Matthew chapter 4, verse 3. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. You know, I've read that many times, and I never thought that here Satan was tempting Jesus Christ to finish the fast, to knock off the fast. What are you fasting for? Would you make these stones into bread? Stop it. Why would he want him to stop fasting? Obviously, this was a source of strength. This was something that as a calculating enemy, that the tempter would want to get Jesus Christ to stop this. And as a side note, I'm not going to get into saying much more about fasting tonight, but does God do that? I apologize. Does Satan attack the fast today? Does he attack the fast today? So, Satan attacked the fast, and this obviously then meant that it was something very important. It had great strategic value. Now, I want to move on from the fasting here now and take a look at identity. Take a look at identity in this context of spiritual warfare. If we look at verse 3 again, what did, among other things, how did Satan tempt Jesus Christ. When the tempter came to him, he said, "If thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread." So, of course, he's attacking Jesus' identity as the Son of God. But if you look at it, too, he does it in such a diabolical way. He basically is saying that Christ's identity would be defined according to Satan's terms. That Christ's identity here in this attack would be defined according to Satan's terms. So, if you do what I say, then yeah, you'll prove that you are the Son of God. But that wasn't, I'm so glad that Jesus Christ did not define himself as the devil's antithesis, that Jesus Christ is truth, that he is, as he said, I am, right? So he's not the opposite of anything, he is. He is truth. So he didn't define himself according to Satan's terms. He had identified himself and defined himself on his own. And I see in the upcoming verses here how he does that. Look at verse 4 with me. It says, "But he answered and said, 'It is written.'" So I'll cut off there to look to see how Jesus Christ and his identity was bound to the Word of God. That it is written that he submitted himself to the will of the Father as his Son. Fully God, that he did that. He was bound to the Word of God, bound to God. But take a look as we continue in verse 4, that he's bound to humanity. He says, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God." Jesus here didn't say the Son of Man, excuse me, he doesn't say the Son of Man shall not live by bread alone. He didn't say the Son of God shall not live by bread alone. He didn't say I shall not live by bread alone. He said man. And in saying so, he identified himself with his creation as man here, that he would also not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. I found it fascinating just to consider, to think about, to meditate on that God the Son has existed eternally with God the Father and God the Holy Spirit in a perfect Trinity that we can't fully define or understand, but we could just be amazed in that. But he did not exist eternally as a human being. And yet, because of his love, from the virgin birth going forward, for all of the remaining infinity or eternity to come, that the Son of God has now defined himself as a human being, as a man, because of his love. It's incredible to me. Forevermore, fully God and fully man. He was bound to humanity. And you know what? I think we see here that his identity, it was precious to him. It was precious to him who he was, the Son of God. Who he was, fully man. This was precious to him, and it was worth fighting for. Jesus Christ, in a sense, would die for this identity. He would die to be bound to humanity and bound to God. And finally, we see the future glory of Jesus Christ in the writings of John and Revelation, that he was bound to glory. I think about glory. Anytime I think about that, I think about the symbol that's often used, a crown of glory, right? Just this emblem of majesty and of royalty that identifies a king. A king is identified by that crown. I thought about David in conquering the nations or the people groups surrounding the Israelites. That I can recall at least one instance where that conquered people group, their king's crown was then placed upon David's head. And what do we read in Revelation? That Jesus, as he stood in his glory before John, that he had many crowns, that he had much glory. where David, David had worn that crown to show that he had conquered that enemy, that Jesus Christ has many crowns. And I have to think somehow, some way, one of those will be the crown showing that he is the Lord of life, that he has conquered death. Those crowns reflect his glory, and he was bound to that glory. That's his identity. That's our Jesus. So in conclusion, just to wrap it up, I want to have an application for us here, and just a challenge here, and we'll start with identity. Is your identity bound to glory? Is my identity bound to glory? James chapter 1, verse 12 tells us, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him." I'm not asking here if you're excited about a piece of jewelry to wear in heaven. This is so much more than that. A crown identifies a king. This is something that is used to identify us and to show that we are tied, we are bound to this glory of our Savior, Jesus Christ. How much I want more and more in my life, again, not just to think of this jewelry, but to think about that identity. How much I'm loved, how much you're loved, that we would be crowned someday that way. With the crown of life, it is a promise. It's a promise from our Father. Can I ask you today, concerning your identity, have you allowed the world or the flesh to define who you are at their terms? Just like Satan tried to get Jesus to define himself according to Satan's terms, do we define ourselves as Christians according to the terms of our flesh or according to the terms of the world? We ought to be as Jesus Christ was, that we ought to identify as children of God. Who are you? What is your title? Child of God, right? But there's another one that he gives to us. More than conquerors through him that loved us, right? Is that precious to you? Is it precious to me? And the more I find as this identity becomes more and more precious to me, that temptation's easier to flee from. That I don't want to engage in that temptation. I don't want to give in because I know how much I'm loved then, or I have a greater grasp of it. The more time, though, often I spend in the defense there, the more time that I just am not considering or meditating on that identity, then I allow my identity to be defined then by my sins, by my giving into temptation, and the cycle repeats. We think about the fast. I can't say much about fasting tonight. I haven't prepared for that, but what I can say and what I can ask is, have you chosen to nurture, to maintain, to fight for, and gain strength from your relationship with God? Have you been tried as Jesus Christ was through the trial? Have you trusted God through your trial? We talked about there being boredom in times of war. And maybe you're at a moment where there's not a direct attack. What are you doing? Are you ready for the battle ahead? And finally, we'll finish up just with the application of the wilderness here. And I think about how easy it is to lose heart for the battle, to be in the defense or to be behind, to lose heart for the battle. As I think about the wilderness and I'm scratching at things that are was it too wonderful for me here? But if you've lost your heart, where'd you lose it? Where do you expect to find it? Do you expect to find it, among the civilization and with everybody else, or do you expect to find it in the wilderness alone with God? I'm not speaking literally here at this point, although if you like going into the woods, great. But where is that wilderness for you? Where is that time alone with God where you're defined? Where is it? Where do you expect to find your heart for the battle? What is your spiritual frontier? I like this, that no one can live your life for you. You're on your own frontier. I'm on my own, right? But faith is in the frontier. And as we approach 2024, I'd ask you, what is your faith compelling you to do? Well, thank you so much for your attention tonight. And Pastor, I'll just ask you to come back up, and thank you again. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Amen. I hope you were getting some things that Brother Norm was sharing with us tonight. Again, the devil's a master at getting us to play his game and to look at ourselves through his lens and to use his terms to define ourselves or even our lives, to allow ourselves to validate ourselves with his methods. And again, that's why the Word of God is so important. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. That gives us our validation. That gives us our being, our worth, everything. And a Christian separated from the Word of God is separated from God. And again, Christ would not let himself be defined. And I think an incredible thought there. The wilderness, again, I think of the wilderness that Elijah went to after the battle on top of Mount Carmel. Great victory there, and then the great fear of Jezebel's condemnation, and he went out into the wilderness, and it was a place of despair for him, but it was also a place of meeting God there, a place where God cared for him, gave him nourishment, gave him rest, also encouraged him for the rest of his life and for his battle. So again, those wilderness, those times alone with God are so valuable, and sometimes when we feel like we're all alone, we're not alone. It's just maybe God pulling us aside and wanting to spend some time with us, to share with us, to encourage us. I'm not trying to re-preach everything. I feel like I'm doing that right now, so I'll stop there. But just three really good points. And let me just say this, and this will probably be, and just the Lord speaking to me, probably be a subject of some Bible studies in the coming year, just about the forgotten practice of fasting. So we can get back to that. And fasting is so very, very important, and the times call for it. So we'll be looking at some things like that. So Brother Norm, thank you for taking time, and appreciate your looking at the Scriptures and sharing with what God has shared with you, and to share that with us. What a tremendous thought and investment. So thank you for that very much. As far as announcements go, if you can help us, we're going to try to go next door real quick and get some tables out and chairs up for the fellowship supper on Sunday. So if we can get a couple willing folks to go over there and help us with that, we'll go and do that. Again, services on Sunday, regular time in the morning. The evening services move from 6 to 4. So if you happen to see anybody that's not here tonight, let them know about that. Remind them 4 o'clock. We have that up on Facebook. We'll have that on our feed right now. So Sunday service, evening service is at 4 o'clock. Please don't forget that the fellowship supper is at 1 o'clock, right after the morning service is over. So looking forward to having a nice time of fellowship there. I want to say this also. On Saturday, the young people from Heritage Baptist Academy, they put together a gingerbread house. And it was on display down at the Jeanette Historical Society, part of a contest down there. Got a call that our house won. And so on Saturday, there's going to be a little ceremony down at Jeanette Historical Society, and they're going to present us with an award. I don't know what that award's going to be, but just being acknowledged for that is something special. So we've talked to the young people that helped put it together, trying to get them down there and be a blessing that way. We already got plans for a bigger one next year. No, I'm just kidding. But that'll be a nice time. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I'll say this also. We had some young people from the school go caroling over at the Greensburg Care Center, Green Care Center. It's called Green Care Center now. And my sister's in charge of the recreation over there. And she went on Christmas Day about what an impact our young people made. Not just in the singing, not just Brother Sean kind of told the Christmas story there, and Miss Wendy played the piano and they sang the songs and everything like that. But she said it really continued after the singing, because the young people went out and started talking to the residents there. And Sean encouraged them to ask questions, and they started asking the residents their questions. And one of the residents there was the first female mechanic for the Air Force. And so one of our students is thinking about going to the Air Force, and so they got paired up. And this lady was so tickled that, that this young person was going to go into the Air Force, and just talked. And she said one of the little girls was there talking, and she just patted one of the residents on the hand, and just all these little things went on. She said the residents talked about just what an impact, and they didn't want to let the kids go. So again, just a lot of neat things happening that you might not hear about, but it was a blessing. I know I heard some reports from our journey to the manor, and we Morgan and us, Morgan was in my crew, and we stopped and we're singing to janitors and housekeeping staff and everything like that. Just everybody we met, can we sing a song for you? And I don't know if I could sing Hark the Herald Angels Sing Again. I'll never forget those words, but just touched a lot of lives. And then just wonderful stuff going on. So thank you for being here with us tonight. I know it's a couple days after Christmas, but what a great Bible study for us tonight. I really was encouraged, Brother Norm. Thank you for that. So if you can help us set up some tables and chairs next door for just a few minutes, we'd love that. Please make sure you make plans if you can be here on Sunday. I know I always enjoy the fellowship and hope that you'll have a great rest of the week. And we will see you, Lord willing, on Sunday. If not, here, there. Amen? And that'll be a good thing. Let's stand and be dismissed in a word of prayer tonight. We sure appreciate you and love you, and thank God for you. Brother Nathan Brewer, would you mind leading us out with a word of prayer?
Thank you for letting all have the opportunity to make it out here tonight. Just keep us safe as we continue on with the week at work and at home. And thank you for Brother Warren doing this lesson, and hopefully everyone got something out of it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. God